Hi everyone, it's Lindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another What Sold on eBay video. I'm going to be talking about eBay sales for the week of August 16th through August 22nd, 2019. I'm going to take you over to my computer and we're going to look at my sales for the week as well as talk about anything that I have learned. And I'm also going to show you guys some of the items that sold in my eBay store, and I'll let you know any sort of details about them that I feel either have some sort of significance or has something that we can learn from. Let's not waste any more time. Let's head on over to my computer and talk about sales the week of August 16th through August 22nd, 2019. Let's go. So the first thing that you might notice, I know it's the first thing that I notice, is that my sales for this week were almost identical to the sales from last week. So close, it was actually less than 1% different from the week prior. My total sales for this week were $1,062.67. So this week I did list some new items. I didn't list a whole bunch, but I did list some things. I definitely didn't, do as much work in my store as I should be, which is, why my sales are closer to the $1,000 instead of the, $2,000 range like you've seen me do. But it was still a pretty good week overall. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and start showing you some of the items that sold. I think I pulled 10. So we're going to take a look, and I have some things to talk to you guys about. All right, so the first thing that I have to show you is this lot of 2 Shea Moisture 100% virgin coconut oil baby wash and baby shampoo. It's a sweet pea and maru. Is it maru? I don't even know. I don't even know. It says it on the bottle though, with sweet pea and maru. It's to hydrate and nourish baby's delicate skin. So I sold 2 bottles for $25.54. It did ship in a padded flat rate envelope. Sometimes bottles this size don't fit, but they happen to be small enough to where they did fit perfectly in a padded flat rate. So they shipped for the $7.33. And after shipping, fees, and cost of goods, my total profit on the sale was $12.58. Okay, next is this Nature's Plus Source of Life Gold Liquid Children's Supplement. So now I had no idea that such a thing existed. Zero idea. This is actually basically liquid children's vitamins. So I guess it'd be like if they took Flintstones vitamins and ground them up and melted it and you kind of gave it to your kid in a liquid shot. That's what this is. Tropical flavored. But I had no idea such a thing existed. I honestly thought that it wouldn't be worth more than $15 or $20, which again is why I always say check the comps before pricing your items. If you just go onto your eBay account and you just start listing it and you price it for whatever you think it's worth by what it looks like, or you make assumptions, you could definitely be leaving money on the table. So I'm so glad that I looked this up because it was worth between $35 and $40 a bottle, which was a big surprise to me. So it sold for $36.94. Not only that, but it sold very, very quickly. It sold within about 12 hours of listing it. So again, I had thought, oh, this probably isn't worth a ton, or, oh, it's going to take someone a while to buy it because I didn't know that it existed and I have children. So how many other parents out there even know that it exists and want to buy it on eBay? But within 12 hours, it was purchased for $36.94. So after shipping, fees, and cost of goods, my total profit on the sale was $19.36. All right, so the next item I wanted to talk about was this Proactiv Deep Cleansing Face Wash. So you probably recognize the name of the product. Proactiv is a very, very big name in acne treatments. You've probably seen infomercials when it first came out. There was commercials all over TV. This is a brand that's very, very well known to treat acne. So this I had gotten in a liquidation. It did not have the box, but an item like this does have a factory foil seal. So even if you were to take off the lid, you would see a foil seal where it keeps all of the contents inside. So the fact that it didn't have that it did not have a box was not a very big deal. But I wanted to talk to you about this item because of the expiration date. Not all face cleansers have expiration dates, but some do. And when it comes to expiration dates, according to eBay's policy with expiration dates, you have to make sure that your buyer receives the item before the expiration date passes. That is a policy that you have to abide by. If you end up shipping an expired item to someone, it can get you into very big trouble. Even if the buyer knows about it and the buyer reports it to eBay claiming that they didn't know, then your account can get reprimanded or potentially suspended. You have to follow those policies with expiration dates. So if you look at comparable items to this, you'll see that I actually sold mine. I don't want to say significantly cheaper than the competition, but enough of a difference in price to where it's noticeable. I think the original comps on this were somewhere between $33 and $38, somewhere around there, and I sold my bottle for $27.44. The reason why I did that is because the expiration date is September of 2019. So when I listed this item, it was within 30 days or a little bit more, maybe 5 weeks of being past the expiration date. And you have to make sure that the buyer gets it in their hands before the expiration date passes. So if the expiration date is September 30th and they buy it on September 28th, chances are it's not going to be in their hot little hands before the expiration date because it takes time to get the item to the buyer. So whenever that happens, whenever I have an item that is within 60 days of whenever I get an item that is within 30 days of the item expiring and needing to be in the hands of the buyer, I always price that item super competitive so that I can pretty much guarantee that it is going to be gone within a matter of a couple of days, at most a week. So that's exactly what I did. I gave it a price that someone basically couldn't say no to, and it sold within 12 hours. I listed it, on a Tuesday afternoon. By Wednesday morning, it was off in the mail, having been sold. Another reason why I do this is because when you're dealing with items with expiration dates, because of that policy, I don't want to have to worry about juggling a whole bunch of items that are nearing their expiration date. I want to price things competitively enough so that they sell quickly and I don't have to worry about expiration dates coming up. If I get a brand new item and the expiration date is within 30 days, I'm going to price it so competitively cheap that someone is just going to buy it almost instantly, rather than pricing it with the competition and sitting around and waiting for it to sell, because I don't want to have to monitor those expiration dates. I want to get it out because I don't want to have to worry about pulling items that are too close to their expiration date or accidentally selling something that is just hitting the cutoff and that buyer is not going to get it before that before the expiration date passes. And then my account is in jeopardy because I didn't abide by that eBay policy. So definitely something to keep in mind if you're selling things with expiration dates. If it's within 30 days, make sure to price so competitively that you sell your item almost instantly. That way you don't have to worry about juggling those dates with shipping. So anyways, sold for $27.44 after fees, shipping, and cost of goods. My total profit on the sale was $11.58. Okay, the next item I wanted to talk about, not because it was a huge profit item, but mostly because it's a brand that I've been noticing, and so I wanted to point it out. So I already know I'm not going to say it right. Is it Miele? Miele, I don't know. Pomegranate and honey curl smoothie. It's a 12-ounce pump bottle. It is basically just to soften the definition of curly hair, and it's for thick type 4 hair. And I had never really known this brand before. I had never really seen it around, and I started getting it in liquidations, and I start noticing a trend whenever I start listing items in my eBay store. If I start noticing a trend, I make sure to make mental notes. And when it comes to this brand, I notice that it gets a lot of attention. So this item in particular, it sold for $14.03, but there was always a lot of inquiries on it. I had received within a few days' time, I had received 3 separate offers that were all a little less than I wanted to accept on this item, mostly because of the weight. It was pushing the 15-ounce weight mark. And so when it starts to get to be about $5 to ship and I have free shipping, I tend to be a little bit more stingy with my offers. So the offers that I was getting, it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I started countering them, but it ended up selling for the full $14.03 before the other people could either counter or accept the offers. So that was awesome. So anytime I notice a brand that gets a lot of attention, and it wasn't just on this item, there are other items in this brand that the same thing was happening on. So I just wanted to make sure to point out this brand. And I'm also curious to hear in the comments down below, do you use this brand? Have you heard of this brand? Do you like this brand? It's not one that I've ever heard of, but it's definitely one that I've been keeping my eyes open for now. And whenever I do see it in a liquidation, it makes me happy because it brings a lot of attention. Things like offers and inquiries on products, that does nothing but help your store. Any kind of activity like that gives your store traffic and attention. So anytime I can get a brand or a type of item in my store that gets some attention, I like that because it does nothing but benefit me in the long run, not just with the individual sale, but with the attention and eyeballs on my store. So after shipping, fees, and cost of goods, total profit on the sale was $5.73. Okay, so this next item was my favorite sale of the week just because it was so fun and so funky. It was a retro 1970s style bubblegum pink rotary desktop telephone. And it's so cute. Oh, it sold within 2 days, which was awesome. This was something that was my first FedEx shipping experience on eBay. So usually whenever I ship on eBay, it's almost always USPS priority if it's over a pound, or, USPS first class if it's under a pound. It's just something I've always done because anytime I had looked at any other shipping, I usually checked out UPS and priority was just always cheaper. And so whenever I ship heavy items, I just automatically default to priority because that's what I'm used to. And so the only time I would ever use FedEx would be if I was selling something heavy on Mercari. Well, I was talking to my dad, which I will get him on my channel eventually. I'm going to, I swear. But, my dad was who I learned eBay from. I was a teenager watching my dad sell and make money on eBay. And so he's a big inspiration to me. And so whenever he talks, I listen. And I was talking to him about that big whoopsie that I had with that airbed, where I ended up actually losing $1 and some change because I screwed up and did free shipping and it was super duper heavy. And so my dad says, why didn't you use FedEx? Because I guess my dad uses FedEx all the time. And I felt so stupid because it didn't even occur to me. It didn't even occur to me to check FedEx rates on that airbed. Didn't even occur to me. And so I told myself, you know what? The next time I list an item that is a little bit larger and I'm going to charge by weight to the buyer, I'm going to try FedEx. I'm going to do it as FedEx. And so this was the first item that I listed after that. And I have to tell you, my dad was right. He was right. So this was about 5 pounds with the box, and shipping FedEx was significantly cheaper. And I'm not talking about SmartPost. I've heard some not so great things about FedEx SmartPost. So I did FedEx Ground, and FedEx Ground was still cheaper than Priority. So yeah, you learn something new all the time, even though I felt like I felt like that was such a stupid mistake. I mean, I've been on eBay now for what, 13, 14 years, and I still made a stupid mistake. But anyways, gonna start using FedEx for heavier items now that I know the benefits of it. So anyways, all that to say, this phone sold for a total of $69.53 with the shipping charged to the buyer. And after shipping, fees, and cost of goods, my total profit on this sale was $45.99. Okay, next is this Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. All right, wanted to talk about this to point out a few significant things. So the brand and the type. So first off, the type. Pain reliever cream always seems to do very, very well for me. It's very consistent. I don't want to say that it sells lightning fast, but it is super consistent. So this item in particular, this Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Reliever Cream, sold for $16.06. And check out the product ratings here. So this is, the product rating is what happens whenever a buyer on this exact item, it's a UPC. So this product rating is tied to the UPC of this identical item. And these are the ratings, you know, out of 398 ratings, it's a 4.6. So people love this brand of this cream. And you can see here that I have sold 11 of them so far. 11 of these creams, and I'm currently sold out. And so after fees, shipping, and cost of goods, total profit on the sale was $9.32 every time one of these sold. And so I wanted to make sure to point that out. If you ever see this brand or pain relief cream at all, make sure to check the sold comps on it. Not just because it's a nice consistent seller, but because all brands are not created equally. Not every single pain relief cream is going to fetch this kind of price, but this brand definitely does. All right, next is this Biosilk Therapy Trio Pack. It is a combination pack of the silk shampoo, the conditioner, and a leave-in treatment. So this made me so happy, not because of the price, but because of the shipping. The shipping. So this pack fit perfectly in a priority flat rate envelope, not the bubble envelope, not the padded, but the regular cardboard envelope. So okay. I know that lots of people like to use the padded flat rate envelope, but I tell you, if you can fit items in a regular priority flat rate envelope and save the whatever 55 cents or 58 cents, whatever it is, you should definitely do it. Now, a lot of the times bottles like shampoo or conditioner, it could be difficult to fit those in there because sometimes they're a little bit too round and it makes it a little bit difficult. But these bottles were just so perfectly fit the size and they were flat. It was just perfection for a flat rate envelope. All I did was I just put another piece of cardboard right on top, wrapped it really well with bubble wrap, and it just slid right into the envelope. So I know a lot of people have aversions to using the regular flat rate envelopes for items like this, and they prefer to use the padded. But I tell you, your bottom line is really important, and sometimes saving an extra 50 cents on shipping can really add up over time. You know, a lot of people think, oh, it's just 55 cents, whatever, and you know, it's nothing to shake a stick at, but it adds up. I mean, just think about it. 55 cents over 10 packages, that's $5.50. You know, times maybe 10 months over the year, that could be $55. That really starts to add up depending on how many times you ship things in a flat rate envelope. You know, I can remember back when I was doing, you know, mostly jeans, that was a big deal. Saving 55 cents on every single pair of jeans that I could put in a regular flat rate as opposed to the padded flat rate, that saved me significant money and it allowed me to keep my pricing competitive. So if you're selling a lot of clothing, I just feel the need to reiterate how that shipping difference can really, really help. So if you are dead set on using the padded flat rate envelopes as opposed to just the regular cardboard flat rate envelopes, see if you can fit your clothing items into a regular flat rate envelope as opposed to the padded. And I'll, up here in the iCards, up here, I'll go ahead and put a link to how I shipped a massive pair of jeans in a regular flat rate envelope instead of the padded flat rate, in case you missed that video. It's a little bit older, but I'll go ahead and put that up there. Their fees, shipping, and cost of goods. My total profit on this sale was $11.78. All right, next I want to talk about sunscreen. So this Blue Lizard Sensitive Skin sunscreen sold for $15.09. I wanted to point out this brand in particular because, again, this is a brand of sunscreen that whenever I see it, it always makes me very, very happy because it consistently sells for more than a lot of the other sunscreen brands too. I also wanted to make sure to talk about the fact that sunscreens do have expiration dates, so be very leery of selling any sort of sunscreen that does not have an expiration date, because if you don't post the expiration date, you will get asked. People don't want to buy old sunscreen because of the ability for it to protect your skin. If it's past the expiration date, it definitely loses protection. So Blue Lizard is a brand that always sells very, very well. It usually sells within about a week of me listing it. There's all different types. It doesn't have to be the sensitive. This is just, the one that sold this week. So after fees, shipping, and cost of goods, total profit on this sale was $8.47. And so now this last item, or this last sale I wanted to talk about was a little bit more of when you should do singles as opposed to lots, because you could see here that this is a lot of CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser, but they are not identical bottles. Usually whenever I do lots, they are all completely identical, and this one is not. This one is a lot made of a 16-ounce bottle and an 8-ounce bottle. So I wanted to talk to you about my mindset and what I kind of think whenever I price lots, because this was a question that I was getting on one of my other sold videos. All right, so I had both of these sitting side by side and I was looking up the comps, and what I was doing was I was calculating the cost of shipping before anything else. So this 16-ounce bottle I knew was going to have to go in a flat rate envelope. So right off the bat, I knew that I had to pay $6.75 to even ship it. And so when I was looking at the sold comps, I was keeping that in mind. So the sold comps were right around $13 for the one bottle. And so, when you take out the cost of $6.75 to ship it, less cost of goods, then it's kind of like, all right, well, my profit's going to be X amount. Can we do better if I put these together? So then I started looking at the 8 ounces. Now, because of the weight of it, it was pushing about 15 ounces in weight, which means I was going to have to spend about $5 on a shipping label, and the comps were right about $10 for a single bottle. So right there, that makes my profit only a couple of dollars, which doesn't really seem to be worth it. But then I have to look at, okay, if I put both of these together, am I able to put it in one flat rate envelope? Which absolutely I can. I can fit 2 of these in one flat rate envelope. So that means if I'm selling this 16 ounce and I'm already paying $6.75 for a flat rate envelope, I might as well add this one in there at no additional shipping charge and just charge a little bit more for it. So that's exactly what I ended up doing. So if somebody were to go buy a 16 ounce and an 8 ounce and put them together, that's, around $23. So basically what I did is I just lotted them up together, and I just shaved a little bit of money off as a discount for buying 2 instead of 1. And the set of 2 CeraVe facial cleanser bottles sold for $21.74. So after shipping, fees, and cost of goods, My total profit on the sale was $9.83, and that ended up being about double the profit that I would have gotten had I sold these items separately. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and videos like it, please give it a thumbs up so that I know. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to check the video description. I will put some useful links in there for you, and do please subscribe if you'd like to see more content. And I'll see you guys with my next video. Bye-bye.